Hey, this is a warning for this video. It may contain
baby falling off the table,
sexual jokes,
adult language.
Definitely adult language, possibly some references to race, creed, or
sexuality.
yeah, church maybe. So
If you're Mormon
or anything else and get offended by that kind of stuff, don't watch.
Hey, I'm Mormon, so I can say that shit, by the way.
Hey, this is Aaron.
Matt.
I'm Dustin.
And Katie.
And this is the story so far, special edition.
And this is Baby Sora.
Don't exploit your kid like that.
He's our extra special guest tonight.
This is movie star debut.
Well, most of the gang's all here. So anyway, we wanted to do this edition of the show because we're going to be talking about all the geek movies that are coming out this year, or at least a majority of them. I didn't get any information on Star Trek. I'm not sure if you guys like Star Trek.
I didn't Star Trek. I didn't even see the new one.
The new one was pretty good. It's action-packed. So
I haven't watched it.
I hear it had the original Spock.
It did.
That's
It did. The only original cast member to be in it, and they did it. They actually did it pretty good. So
I like when they do that. I actually didn't know that A-Team did that until I was rewatching it the other day.
yeah. So, but yeah. So we're not going to start talking about Star Trek Into Darkness. You know, it looks like it's going to be good from the trailer, but other than that, that's about all I can tell you about it.
The last one was good, though. I like the way they did the young meets the old, too, with that storyline. It was a good one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be in the next one.
I don't think he's supposed to be.
Speaking of which, that kind of goes into one of the movies this year. Or next year, sorry, actually. The X-Men Days of Future Past.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they're bringing in the original
X-Men
X-Men and the new X-Men.
Really?
From First Class and X1.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm wondering, is if they're going to bring in Cable and Bishop.
Or Bishop, yeah. They have to do the time traveler storyline because they were the two biggest time traveler X-Men you had throughout the entire series. I mean, that's just how it was.
Yeah, so that one I'm really excited about. I can't wait. And Bryan Singer, I do believe, is the director. And he was the director of X-Men 1 and 2. Okay. And then he passed the duties off for 3, and that's why it wasn't all that great. So he basically has come out and said, I'm going to try and right the wrongs of what happened in 3 with this one.
See, I never even saw 3. I refused. So.
You didn't miss anything.
I like First Class, though. I thought they did really good with that.
Everybody liked First Class.
Yeah, I thought that was real.
So I'm very excited about that. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, they've confirmed Iceman is back, and Rogue, and Wolverine.
Storm.
Magneto.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So.
That's way cool.
I don't know about Jean Grey yet. I mean, they could leave her out. We wouldn't miss anything.
Well, where they went into the Phoenix storyline to bring her back, they'd have to probably do the same thing they did in the cartoon back in the 90s. And that was a stupid storyline anyways.
Well, she's died so many times in the comics. She is, however, going to be making an appearance in Wolverine.
As Jean Grey, though.
As Jean Grey. And they know that she's making an appearance in that movie, but they don't know if it's just going to be a dream sequence or what's going to happen.
Flashback time.
So.
Like a Ra's al Ghul situation?
Hey, by the way,
just saying.
You know what the major thing in comics is right now? They just killed Robin again. They just killed Robin again. Damian Wayne. Yeah,
but you know what? From what I hear, and I haven't followed any of that storyline too much, but from what I hear from everybody is they hate Damian Wayne.
Everyone hates every Robin after Dick Grayson. That's why they killed Jason Todd too. They killed him and then they brought him back as Red Hood.
I like Tim Drake.
See, Derek likes Tim Drake
Give us a backstory on Nightwing for those fans in the audience that don't know about Nightwing, because I don't know enough to explain.
What do you mean, like his murdered parents, or?
Well, just how he fits into it all.
First Robin, murdered parents, adopted by Bruce Wayne. And he learned what he could from Batman and decided he's going to be his own hero.
And beat Batman's ass.
Yeah, and actually when Batman dies, he becomes Batman.
Came back to be Batman, and then stuck around when Batman came back as Nightwing in Gotham for a while.
Yeah.
I think that when they finally, if they ever finally do decide to do the storyline where Bruce Wayne either retires or dies completely, but they'll probably put him in as permanent Batman.
By the way, I think they're going to bring Damian back. Because Batman Beyond, they kind of presented in the New 52. And instead of Bruce Wayne being an old man training Terry McGinnis, they have Damian Wayne as Batman training Terry McGinnis.
Really?
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, they're going
That's
back
dumb
and
if you
changing
ask
the
me.
story.
Well, that was the point of the New 52, is kind of give you a jumping in point and restart a bunch of the storylines.
But the thing that I don't like, or I should say, the thing that I do want to say about them killing off Robin is, yeah, it's inevitable that they will bring him back. I mean, Jason Todd.
Yeah.
You know, he stayed dead for
My
a long
friend
time.
at work texts me and says, "Hey, they killed Robin." I said, "Really? Again?"
Yeah. So it's almost cliche at this point that they
And
killed
actually,
him.
Jason Todd is one of my favorites too. I really like the Red Hood comics. They pair him up with Red Arrow, well, Arsenal, and Starfire. So, worked out pretty well. I like Starfire.
I got a question for you. Have you?
Only mostly naked.
Your mom's naked.
You should see her outfit in this new comic. She's literally not wearing anything like from the waist up, except there's like little metal covers like this.
Like pasties?
Pretty much, yeah.
Huh. So my question is, have you watched The Dark Knight Returns, the cartoon?
I have not seen that one.
Oh
Is
man.
that Frank Miller?
Yeah. Excellent two-parter even.
Yeah.
I had to buy both of the Blu-rays.
Isn't the storyline to that he stops being Batman and it becomes overrun with crime?
Yeah.
And then he comes
The
back.
government shuts down all superheroes and says you either stop being a superhero or we're going to kill you. And they killed off a bunch of them, and basically used Superman to help stop him. And then Superman's the last hero alive, or I should say, active hero.
That's stupid because Superman's so easy to beat. In the comics, Batman beats him.
Well, yeah. I mean, anybody that has some kryptonite can beat him.
And Batman has kryptonite knuckles, so...
apparently
he also keeps a kryptonite sliver in his utility belt at all times.
Well, apparently kryptonite, you can just keep getting shards of it
Yeah,
everywhere,
it's
even
so
after it's
common.
destroyed.
Apparently it's a planet that, when it blew up, it was all directed towards Earth.
That's what it seems like, right?
It's a buyer's market on that shit.
So, but yeah, it's based off of Frank Miller's story, and it's really good. I really like that. That is the one thing outside of the new Batman trilogy that Warner Brothers can do right, is the DC animated movies. I haven't seen one that
I heard for Justice League, they're actually planning on keeping Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern.
And actually, there's talk of Chris Nolan being back and Christian Bale.
He's supposed to be a producer, I think, in this one, but producers have a lot to say. So,
well, with him, he's also producing and co-wrote Man of Steel.
Yeah. Well, and I would rather have Christian Bale back than Joseph Gordon-Levitt, because that's kind of what they were saying when they initially said.
Well, were they playing into the Robin storyline with that?
I hate that they went with a name that has never been used by any of the Robins.
That was my biggest pet peeve about that. I like the fact of him possibly taking on that role, because I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
So do I. I think he's a good actor. Inception, I thought he did excellent.
I'm not his biggest fan, but I haven't seen him in anything since Third Rock from the Sun.
Well, see, and I think that's the thing, is from that to like Inception, the dude can do stuff, and he's done some other stuff, some kind of off the wall shit. But I think he's a decent actor personally. I think he'd be a good Robin.
Well, and the biggest thing about that is if they left that last scene out where they called him Robin, it wouldn't have changed the movie one bit.
Right, it would have made it better.
No, yeah, that would have been good. I just think they should not have done that with him. I do want to see them. I would like to see them further that storyline, though. I would like to see where they would go.
Well, I'm over Christian Bale.
Well, the thing is, though, is if they continued that storyline with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I mean, with him,
That's why he should play for the Jazz.
with him coming in and finding the Batcave, they don't have to make him Batman. I mean, he could take on Nightwing or Robin, and they could go with that franchise. And if they were going to use him for Justice League as Batman, I would think they would need to show what he did to become Batman.
Progression.
Yeah.
Right. So it'd be easier to do the backstory first, and then if you need to later on jump into the Batman storyline, you can.
I think they should just have him go to visit his parents on Christmas, and then Joe Chill walks out of their house.
But the latest rumors I've heard is, that Chris Nolan and Christian Bale might be back, and that they may use Henry Cavill, I don't know how you say his last name, as Superman in the Justice League movie.
As far as I know, this is supposed to be the first one for the Justice League, this Superman. So,
we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, I have very high hopes based off of the trailers that I've seen for Man of Steel that this is going to be.
Well, and Zack Snyder is a really good director, I think. Sucker Punch.
See, and there are people in this room that disagree.
The dumbest movie ever.
You only hate it because Emily Browning is going to be my second wife.
I still have that soundtrack on my iPod.
Me too. I can't use my iPod.
It was dumb, dude.
It actually was a pretty dumb movie.
And this is coming from the motherfucker that watches Machete and Homo with a Shotgun and shit like that. So
I'm not saying that I didn't like it. I'm just saying that it was
dumb.
You only liked it because they were prancing around in miniskirts.
I think.
So?
I think Emily Browning is
and
kind of a
lingerie.
typecast, actually.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
she
slut.
always she always plays somebody who's insane.
But
And slutty.
I like his other movies though.
Look up Sleeping Beauty.
Oh yeah?
It's a horrible movie, but there's a lot of making Emily Browning.
Slut.
I haven't seen it.
It's an Australian independent film, but it's on Netflix.
Oh. Yeah, I still won't watch it.
Yeah. For how weird it is, it's not even worth it. I've seen it once and I was like, I'm done with this.
So let me ask you this.
You watched it all the way through?
No.
No, just some scenes.
No, just until I was finished.
Just about, yeah. Just about 5 pumps worth.
Oh man. By the way, we do need to record a new warning for the video because my old one's on my old computer and it died on me recently. So.
Oh, another big event in DC, or another big announcement. I don't know if you played Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. They announced the next one.
Where are them from you?
I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You're the person that lent them to me, which was awesome.
They announced the next one.
Awesome.
They didn't give it a title. They said it's going to be at the end of this year.
Just saying.
But it's not going to be Rocksteady.
Really?
Yeah.
Bebop?
Huh?
So it's not me Rocksteady. Bebop? Damn, you are determined.
I will be excited for that. They're also making another game called Injustice. Gods
We
Among
have
Us.
that pre-ordered. If you get the $140 version, they give you a joystick controller with the little button, so it's like an arcade setup.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
140?
Uh-huh.
And that's the version he got.
And you get extra skins. I don't know for who, but you get them.
Wow.
You didn't tell me it was that much.
I manage the finances.
He wears the pants.
When they all come and say, well, we have a day to get out.
So, alright, so going back to the movies. Iron Man 3. Latest trailer came out today.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh man.
How'd you like all those extra Iron
Oh
Man?
man, I am excited.
I'm excited to see how that works.
It's all his extras, all his suits of armor come flying to him.
I have it.
You already have it pulled up?
Yep, right here.
Yeah, it is. Wow, fantastic.
So, let me get this going for you.
For those of you
Go
out
check
there,
this out. We're on YouTube.
yeah,
You go do the same fucking thing.
check it out. You can find it anywhere. I may try and post the link.
I
We'll
just
see.
jumped to the end.
What the fuck, dude? Spoiler alert! Baby's head should not off the floor.
Okay.
And
Come here.
Although you have to remember I'm using T-Mobile, so it may not even be loading.
I finally jumped to the dark side and got a smartphone, dude.
so,
Yeah, it's not even.
so speaking of Iron Man 3, while they're loading it, you got Ben Kingsley coming in as spoiler alert, Mandarin. For those of you not in the know.
I'm interested to see how they'll do that.
I am too. Actually, I read up on it,
What's your security code?
and the rings are just.
Do your security code for me. I don't want you to blast it out
Oh,
to
you
the
want
whole
this?
wide web.
What happened to the pen?
He has it.
Yeah, he
Can
has it.
I see the pen for a second?
Drool it all. So anyway, well, he's doing that. How's life?
You know.
The world hasn't seen your beautiful face for a while.
You understand that right at the top? No.
Right there.
That is not it. That's telling you what it is, though.
What?
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So anyway, can I have my notebook back? It's got my notes. Thanks.
What is that supposed to mean?
Caps?
No, okay.
Okay.
Talk about it later.
So speaking of Iron Man 3, you got Ben Kingsley as Mandarin. You got everybody back. Gwyneth Paltrow, Don Cheadle, Robert Downey Jr.
Did you see Don Cheadle's character? Of course you did. Iron Patriot.
Iron Patriot.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested.
It's different from the comics for those of you that are geeks in the know.
Kind of. They actually brought Iron Patriot back, and it's not Osborn.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is it's not Norman Osborn like are in the comics, so they had to make things work for the movie. Don't get all uptight about it.
I gotta tell you, dude, that's awesome. That's the best password I've ever seen.
Interestingly enough, it's not directed by Jon Favreau.
Yeah,
So,
I heard that.
Spoiler alert. His character may die in this
The
one.
dog's down there.
Jon Favreau.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I actually heard that Pepper Potts is going to be an armor in this one.
yes.
As, what's her name in?
I can't think of the name.
Yeah, I always forget it too.
But apparently she has armor in the comic books, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
It's something like the Guardian or the Healer or something weird like that.
actually, no. I've heard that it's even different. No, I've heard that it's different from that.
Really? I heard it was a really cliche name. But I don't really follow Iron Man too
The one that
much.
I'm interested in seeing, though, the armor that I'm interested in seeing, and you see it in that trailer at the end, the Hulk Buster armor.
Oh, yeah. I have a picture of it.
That is awesome. Yes. So, looking forward to that.
Let's see if I can find out what her name is. Hey!
The other movie, so I'm excited for all the movies, but the main one I'm really excited to see is Man of Steel.
Oh, yeah, me too.
That one,
I've become a really huge DC fanboy since they started the New 52.
Which is weird because you used
see, and every time I go to the comic shop to look for something to jump back in on, even in the New 52, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but one reason that keeps me away from jumping in, the $4.99 price tag that I see on books these days.
New 52, $2.99.
Really?
Most of them. They do have some bigger issues, like Batman 17 was the conclusion of the Joker, so it was it was longer, but so that one was actually $4.99.
Yeah. But with Man of Steel, you got Zack Snyder directing, as we've talked. Henry Cavill is Superman. You got Russell Crowe as Jor-El. Kevin Costner as Jonathan Kent. Diane Lane as Ma Kent.
Oh, is it Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen both trailers. They got one trailer. They're both the same, but you got Jor-El talking over it, and then the other one is Jonathan Kent talking over it. Both really cool. Then you got Amy Adams as Lois Lane. Michael Shannon as Zod.
Yeah, he looks weird.
Yeah.
Zod.
I think they could have got somebody better
General
for
Zod.
Zod.
And then you've got, I think it's Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, they made Perry White black.
Which I don't understand. I really don't understand why you
I'm
would
okay
do
with
that.
changing the story, but they should stay true to the characters.
One rumor that I have heard is that there is no Jimmy Olsen.
Nope,
It's
now
going
it's
to be Jenny. So I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, I don't like when they do that. I've become more open because if they kept doing, like, stick to the storyline, you'd end up with, we'd have 4 of the same Batman movies. So,
Yeah.
Okay, this is it, right?
yeah. That's it.
Can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, Katie's actually got pretty big in the DC also. I don't know if you've seen, have you posted pictures of your Anna comedies?
Not yet, not till I get home.
Not except for the broken one.
Yeah, so the
How did that
Anna
happen?
comedy statues, that's how it came in the mail.
No way. Seriously?
Yeah.
In the box it looks perfect. And
So,
then out of the box it
We actually had to get a
So-
display case specifically for her statues. And
Really?
the top shelf is $600 of statues. It's only 2 of them.
Wow.
Is it any of those 3? Sarah, Rescue, or Postcard?
Rescuer, I think. Rescue, yeah, that's the one I had heard. Rescue. It was just a...
See, I've heard a different name, and I can't think of. Oh, here, bud, you want this? I haven't. I can't think of the name
God,
of
you
it.
turn a little shit.
The name I heard was like Sparky or something like that. It was.
Sparky like the dog.
This is what it came like in the box.
By the way, have you watched that show Arrow at all?
No, I've heard that it's real good, but I haven't.
For a Green Arrow show, I'm pretty impressed with it.
Yeah.
Really?
They actually, I don't know what they're doing though. They have the second Speedy, Mia, is actually his sister in this. And,
Really?
yeah, and they brought in both Speedies already, but neither of them has put on a costume or anything yet.
You know, that's one thing that I hate about those type of shows, is they try and keep the characters mostly out of costume. So,
well, they're also supposed to have Black Canary. They had this chick. I think he just calls her Lyle, and I was like, she was talking. She says, "Yeah, my dad gave my little sister this Black Canary before she got killed," and I was like, "What? Black Canary's name isn't Lyle?" And so I looked it up, and Lyle is her middle name.
really?
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah, but I have heard that this one is good, much better than Smallville.
I was a fan of Smallville, but
I like Smallville. But hey, seeing as how I got sidetracked there, what was your opinion on Don Cheadle? Do you like him or what?
Don Cheadle's alright. They should have kept
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, I like Terrence Howard a little bit better.
The problem
I like
was that
Howard
either he
wanted
or his agents
Yeah.
screwed him out.
Yeah, he wanted as much money as
Junior.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. And they're just like, dude, that's not gonna happen. You're a sidekick.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
What about Kick-Ass 2?
Looking forward to it.
I am too.
They have a huge list of heroes. Have you seen it?
I haven't
Really?
seen all of them, but
A huge list.
Really?
Yeah.
you got Jim Carrey as Colonel Stars. I think in the comics his name is actually Colonel Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, that's what he's listed here is Colonel Stars and Stripes. But they got him. They got Hit Girl, Kick-Ass. Red Mist comes back as the motherfucker. Then there's Dr. Gravity, Battle Guy, Night Bitch. There's all kinds of Black Death.
Yeah, so some of the actors that are joining the cast is Jim Carrey, as I said, John Leguizamo, Donald Faison.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not excited for that. Is Derek?
Derek hates Kick-Ass.
Huh.
Derek hates non-superpowered heroes other than Iron Man.
Really?
And actually with Iron Man 3, I don't know if you heard, it's supposed to kind of follow the Extremist storyline.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a virus, but Tony Stark actually, it's supposed to be a super soldier serum, but through nanobots. And so Tony Stark uses those, so he's connected to all of his electronics. So if he needs his suit, he thinks about it and his suit comes to him. So that's how he's controlling all those Iron Man at the same time, I think.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, that
makes him more of an actual superhero, you know what I mean? Not just a rich boy that's fucking developed this shit. That gives him some actual superhero powers. I kind of like that play.
I don't know if you saw it in that new trailer, but there's a part where the suit's flying past him. He jumps off the building into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that kind of goes with the extremist thing too.
That's cool though. Like I said, that's always been one of my biggest complaints. I mean, of course, the Punisher was kind of the same way, you know what I mean? But I like when they try to tie in. That's one cool thing they did with Kick-Ass was the nerve damage. It wasn't any extreme superpower, but it was a good way to tie him to be a superhero.
Right. Still a good movie.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Even with Nick Cage.
Hey,
I
Big Daddy was probably the coolest rip-off of Batman you'll ever see.
I thought that he played that character well.
You know, a lot of people don't like the Punisher movie, the first one. I thought it was pretty good.
Way better than the second one, Warzone.
Warzone
I watched 5 minutes of it. So.
I mean, in the first minute, he's upside down spinning from a chandelier with two machine guns. You're like, wow, that's pretty good build up.
That was the whole movie too. It was just guns. I mean,
yeah, there was
I'll tell you the thing,
sustenance behind it.
Yeah. I'll tell you the thing that ruined that first one. John Travolta.
no,
he still did all right.
Well, what ruined the first one was fucking Kevin Nash's big Russian dumbass coming in there.
No.
A grenade, and they're pulling guns on each other, and he gets stabbed. And what the fuck?
I'm more just looking at this Russian guy thinking, where's Waldo? There he is.
Big old striped pajamas. Stripes was one of my favorite footies.
One of my favorite parts of that movie was where he pulls off the freaking big old slicer and cracks Kevin Nash in the head. That was awesome.
No. The best part of that whole movie is the GTO and the Hemi-Cuda. That's the best two things.
I thought the guy they got for Punisher was really good.
And when the dude walks into the restaurant, sits down and fucking sings a song.
Starts playing the song.
Tell me that wouldn't make you fucking shit your pants if some dude was just like, I'm gonna play that at your funeral, motherfucker. Damn, that's ballsy, homie.
That would have been good. So, but Thomas Jane, the guy that played the Punisher in that movie,
that one.
he has come out and he said, I would like to redo the Punisher. And he made a YouTube video using parts of the movie and some other stuff to show what he would like to do, make it a grittier, real, true to the comic Punisher.
Let me tell you one thing they did do on YouTube. Biggest piece of crap I've ever seen. It's called Batman Nightwing. It's fan made, and so they're like, oh, we used a pretty good budget on it. These things are so terrible, but they've received donations of $30,000 to make more.
Really?
They've made 3 of them.
Did you see the one with Batman and Joker? It was a fan-made movie.
I saw a little bit of it.
I can't even think what it was. That one was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
They had good makeup. I mean, the Joker looked quite a bit like the comic book Joker.
Well, and the thing about that Nightwing is, you know, he's like, oh, we'll double our budget for if we hit $80,000 of donations. And I'm like, so you're going to spend $40 to make the armor? I mean, all it is, it's literally like knee pads and shin guards. I mean, the armor's terrible.
Let me say, though, I mean, if you're a real person, you would do it more kick-ass like that, you know? Kick-ass style, Kick-Ass the movie.
And it was really predictable, too. I mean, they have him fighting Red Hood, and he throws this batarang, and Red Hood just goes, you missed me. And first time watching it, I say it at the same time as Nightwing, I'm like, did I? And then, it explodes behind him. I was just like,
and I hate to say
what the hell is that?
but you know that Red Hood would know that. You know, he wouldn't say, oh, you just missed me, because being
and if
former
you've seen,
Robin, he's going to know it's going to come back.
Have you seen Underneath the Red Hood, the animated? Because
I think I own it.
Yeah, in that, Jason Todd, when he gets discovered by Batman, you know, he's one of the only people who can like get out of the batarang when it has the line tied to it. So I don't know. Yeah. They didn't do too well on Batman Nightwing. Don't watch it.
Let's talk about the Wolverine. What do you think about that? Going to Japan on this one?
I wonder if they're going to bring his son in.
I doubt it. I think it's way too early for that. But the thing about this one, as compared to the first Wolverine movie, X-Men, whatever it is, Wolverine.
First
X-Men Origins.
Yeah.
This one actually takes place after X3.
Really?
So, yeah. But it is going to explore his Japan storyline and the Silver Samurai or whatever he's called. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see. I've always liked Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Yeah,
he's the only person that I can see playing that.
Yeah. He is a really good Wolverine.
You know what? Honestly,
as
far as the X-Men movies did, they did a good job picking people. I mean, having like what's his name come in and do Beast. I mean, they pick
Kelsey Grammer.
Grammer. They pick some good people to play the parts. They really do.
They do.
I thought Iceman was really well. Rogue.
Juggernaut.
Oh yeah.
Can you jump to me now?
And Sabretooth. I thought they did a great job with Sabretooth. But yeah, Wolverine. See, I thought they did great with him the first time around. I thought he fit the Sabretooth character perfect.
I like Liev Schreiber as Sabretooth way better.
Well, the first one they did was a lot closer to the comics. He's supposed to be more beast.
Way more.
Yeah. So it would be interesting to see them explore the Sabretooth stories.
Well, and I'm kind of wondering, like, if they have the old Sabretooth and the new Sabretooth, is he just going to look at it and be like, I end up like this?
That's true. I wonder if they will bring him back.
And how are they going to do Hugh Jackman? He's going to look at himself. It's going to be exactly the same.
Well, because that's the thing, is that Sabretooth goes more feral, and Wolverine stays pretty close to the same look. And I know that both of them, because of their mutant powers, they age very slow.
Right.
So they're actually, they don't age anymore. They hit their physical peak, and then the molecular regeneration, or cellular regeneration, keeps them at their peak. So, essentially, they don't die.
But the progression with Sabretooth, where he did become, I mean, the fangs and the big fur mane and all that kind of stuff, he definitely went a different route with it than Wolverine ever did. Where Wolverine stayed more just a street punk.
Because he's a bad guy.
Well, Wolverine is borderline bad guy. I mean, he's an anti-hero for sure.
I was talking about Sabretooth.
I know, but I'm saying Wolverine kind of tangles on that side too, so.
So it's just like, is this one gonna catch me?
Trust drop. Just saying.
He's like, okay, I'm gonna run off this side of the table.
That's how that goes.
So speaking of Wolverine, the trailer for that is actually going to debut in front of G.I. Joe.
Oh, G.I. Joe,
Dude,
really?
Yeah.
I'm so pissed off what they've done with that. I just think it looks stupid.
With G.I.
With
Joe?
G.I. Joe?
Yeah, just because they're using some updated references as far as like music references and things like that, and it just, I don't know, I just don't like the way they've done it.
The thing is, you can't tell much by the trailers.
That's true.
I
But
mean,
I didn't really like the first one either. I mean,
yeah, I didn't like the first one. The second one, they've got Cobra Commander looking like Cobra Commander.
right, in the black and red.
So I'm excited about that. There are parts of it that I'm excited about from the trailer, but you can't tell much from that one.
Well,
I think,
I don't know, The Rock, I'm sorry, but dude, I just don't think his acting is what it was a few years ago. He's...
Yeah, that's why they kicked him out of the pro wrestling, right? He wasn't a good enough
No,
actor.
he's back in
I know.
wrestling.
See, he left, he got better, went back.
the thing is, though, is these type of movies, such as G.I. Joe, I mean, you're just supposed to go in and be dumb fun and be the action hero. I mean, look at the Die Hard franchise.
See, I'm not a diehard fan.
I'm not either. I haven't
I've only
watched.
seen the fourth one, I think. Live Free or Die
Die
Hard.
Hard, yeah.
I think I've seen the first two, and that was just on TV.
Yeah, just stumbled across them.
But yeah, I think with The Rock, I think that in the future, I think you'll see his acting be better.
Well, and that's the other thing is, this is kind of off the subject from the comic movies. I know we're talking comic movies, but Six Fast is coming out with The Rock. And,
Fast Six.
Or Six Fast, Fast Six, whatever the fuck they're calling it. And I mean,
that franchise should have died.
Hey, did you hear the rumor about the fifth one? Why they had to change the title?
What?
Apparently somebody thought ahead and got a patent on the title, Fast and the Furious 5 or whatever.
Fast, Furious, whatever.
Yeah, and so they were just like, guess what? We're not going to pay you, because that's why he did it. He patented it so he could get paid for the title. And they were like, guess what? Now we're just Fast and Furious.
The first few guys that did that with like websites and that, those guys were smart. Everybody after them just copying them.
Just trying to make money.
Yeah. So let's talk Thor: The Dark World.
Supposed to be up against elves. Sounds really girly, but I'm sure it'll be good.
Actually, the Dark Elves. So
I'm
Loki,
still seeing My Little Princess here.
Actually, I've seen action figures, and they look pretty good. I'm not too worried about it. The first one was pretty good. I'm pretty sure the next one will be good. Loki is going to be back. What his involvement is going to be is yet to be seen. Whether he's going to be still the big bad or if he's going to
Well,
turn.
since they're going with the Dark Elves, I'm guessing that means Thanos will be for Avengers 2.
Right.
Possibly. We'll get to that one in a second. But you also have, I guess the leader of the Dark Elves is called Malekith the Accursed, and he's actually played by a guy named Christopher Eccleston, who was the 9th Doctor Who.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know that.
So
I know that name. he did a good Doctor. He really did. Probably one of the best out of the New Age Doctors. He's a great Doctor.
Actually, funny story. Pokemon included Doctor Who. I think it was in Platinum. In Platinum, there's a detective who's dressed just like him, and he doesn't tell you his name. You just call him Looker, but he's dressed exactly the same as. It's either the 9th or the 10th Doctor Who.
a couple other notes for that movie. There is going to possibly be an appearance by Doctor Strange.
Oh, excellent. I know they were talking about making a Doctor Strange movie, and Ant-Man's confirmed.
Yeah, the Doctor Strange movie is a possibility still, and I'm thinking that'll probably be the introduction to him. And then it's also going to feature apparently all 9 realms.
Oh,
so yeah, they're going to not just be going to the place with the Dark Elves. It's going to be going all over the place. All the actors from the first one are expected back. So I don't know who all the new people are going to be in it yet. I know that they have been filming it. So, and it's due out on the 8th of November.
Yeah. I was hoping they'd take another crack at Green Lantern with a better director, maybe.
I don't think so. Mark Strong, who played Sinestro, has said that he doesn't think they're going to do it again.
Huh.
But you never know with the Justice League movie. Who knows? So if that turns out good, they might. I think they should.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't really like it.
I didn't like the first one.
Hal Jordan was cast really well. Ryan Reynolds, I think, is perfect, but it was poorly written.
Some people didn't like him. Yeah, I liked him.
There's a lot of people who just don't like Ryan Reynolds.
I think the script was poorly written.
I think my biggest complaint about Ryan Reynolds is jumping from the Deadpool character into that. You know what I mean?
Then again, the Fantastic Flavor became Captain America.
Well, and that bothered me too, but I think he pulled off Captain America.
Way
I didn't like Fantastic Four. I didn't like that whole franchise. I thought it was a bad franchise. So, I mean, I think that...
Hey, at least they'll never make another.
Right.
Speaking of the Fantastic Four, they're rebooting that series.
Yeah, it won't get as many views, I don't think, without Jessica Alba.
I don't know. And then, okay, so we talked about Thanos. They're in the process of casting another movie called The Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh.
And apparently he is one of the big bads in their comic series. So...
You know, they make them out to be a big deal in the comics, but I don't see how. I mean, they have a guy who's just a talking raccoon.
Oh yeah, they got Rocket Raccoon, they got Groot, who is a tree.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. They're supposed to be a big deal in the universe, and they're animals.
It's because they have become one with nature. They're that high up in their ascension that's...
Well, okay, but look at it this way. In the Green Lantern, they have something similar. It's essentially the same, like Guardians of the Universe.
Right.
And I just keep picturing these same people, like, why would the Green Lanterns listen to... I don't know.
The Guardians of the Galaxy are only a group of about 5 or 6. Yeah. Whereas the Green Lantern Corps, they're thousands. Millions. Anyway, if you ever want to see a good representation of them, look up the cartoon series on Netflix now, Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Oh, yeah.
They actually show up in that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's a great cartoon series. I recommend that.
Yeah, it was a good animated.
I sat and watched the whole series.
I don't know if you follow the Lanterns at all, but they have an animated show too. It's kind of computer animated. It's not very good.
I don't like the look of it.
Yeah, they actually brought in Larfleeze though, the only Orange Lantern. The Orange Lantern is powered by greed, and so that's why he's the only one. Their oath is just mine.
Yeah,
his oath.
The thing about that is it's the Green Lantern cartoon series, but yet they've got all the other lanterns in it, which I really like. I haven't seen the Black Lanterns.
Actually, in the Larfleeze episode, or no, the episode after Larfleeze, they're looking for something hidden by one of the Guardians, one of the Green Lantern people, you know.
Yeah.
And they go into her office, and he picks up a book, and it's a book of, it's either Book of Black or Book of the Dead, and it's the Black Lantern's book.
Huh.
So they've made reference.
Yeah. So I think they're going to include them when they're done with this whole storyline they're doing. But yeah, and Young Justice I really like.
Young Justice they're getting rid of.
Really?
Yeah, they're getting rid of it and they're going back to Teen Titans.
I'm in.
See, I never watched Teen Titans.
But I think they're making a couple of Teen Titans movies or series. The one I think is going to be more comedic. But they're going back to the original Teen Titans voice cast and everything.
I love Beast Boy. They actually had a really good episode. It kind of showed off what Beast Boy can do, kind of. It was the most recent Young Justice, where they kind of stopped the Green Beetle, a lot like the Blue Beetle. Yeah. But, he's a Martian. But he's standing there, you know, being a badass, messing everybody up. And all of a sudden an iguana drops on his head and he's just like, what is this? And all of a sudden the iguana just, bam, it's an elephant. I was like, that is pretty cool. Crazy. And I mean, if you ever watch Teen Titans, they show off Beast Boy pretty good. They put him up against Slade and they're fighting on this Ferris wheel. You know, he throws him off and he turns into a hummingbird and comes flying back at him. Turns into a rhino at the last second.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, Beast Boy's one of my favorites.
Honestly seems like a stupid power.
That is one of my favorite powers.
Yeah, it seems like a stupid power, but you know if used right.
Hey, I tell you what, The one that I'm really big into, and you made reference to it earlier, is Ant-Man. You know what I mean? He catches a lot of shit, but think about it, dude. Ants can carry up to, 10 times their own body weight. If you can fucking grow as big as you fucking want and carry shit around,
Again,
it's a beast mode.
Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, they show that so much in there.
That's good.
There's
He's
actually-
one of the...
And they show his different personalities, because they do Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket,
That's cool.
and I think even his third personality, which I can't think of.
There's actually a comic book that you would like that kind of shows off Ant-Man being more of a hard ass than usual.
Yeah, I think he's
But,
just misunderstood. He's pulling balls out the garbage.
So in this, to interrogate people, Ant-Man will shrink down, or it's not Ant-Man, but it's this guy with the same power, I forget his name, but from DC. Because it's a comic book just called Justice League.
Hey. Come here.
Yeah, thank you. And he'll shrink down, go inside somebody's nose right here, and start growing again until they tell him what he wants, because he's crushing their sinuses.
That's a wicked technique.
Yeah, and
The Atom actually had quite a few different powers as well. He had a couple different ones that Ant-Man didn't have, but he's really big in the DC universe. Adam,
you should really.
he's been in a couple different good storylines.
Yeah. You should look up that comic though. It's about how Prometheus is taking down the Justice League. He beats like literally everybody. Like that's how Speedy lost his arm in the comics. Is Prometheus? His suit analyzes their weakness, and then he
Takes advantage.
And so his weakness was if he can't draw his bow back, so he chops his arm off.
Huh. Interesting.
But they end it with spoilers. But
That's where you shut off.
they Prometheus has this other dimension hideout, and somehow Green Arrow gets in there, and all of a sudden Prometheus just turns around and boom, arrow through the eye. Green Lantern's just like, I'm done with you.
Just
Done.
game over.
Yeah.
That's pretty tight.
Well, hey, let's end it off with everybody's favorite superhero.
Favorite superhero, Nightwing.
Obviously.
Definitely Punisher.
You know mine.
Anti-hero.
You know mine, and he is an anti-hero. That's Lobo.
Yeah.
They're talking about a Lobo movie, by the way.
Dude, but it's like Aaron said in the past, to do Lobo, it's got to be violent, dude. It really does.
Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah.
Your favorite?
And I'll tell you, well, before we go on, they have talked with the Lobo movie. They've actually talked about The Rock being Lobo.
Well,
I gotta tell you,
yeah,
honestly, nowadays he's got the muscles. He's got the muscles for it. You know, he's got the body structure for it now.
Well, yeah, he's yoked. Dude's yoked.
But I just don't think that he would.
Fit the Lobo.
I don't think
character.
that he'd be able to pull it off. I think the only way to do a Lobo movie is to do an animated one.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
I don't know, dude. They go out and find some of the most bizarre people that live in some little fucking Yukon-y mountain or some shit.
You're talking
and they
about
find
Thor?
people that fit, you know what I mean? Yeah. They can find people these days. So
They
they might
can.
be able to pull it off. They might. But as far as his bike and things like that,
Well, I
CG
mean,
these days I think has come a long way.
you got the CG, and I think they will be able to pull it off with the CG.
They've come a long way these days, so I think they could do is.
It would definitely be a big budget movie, though.
It would have to be.
I don't think they. I don't.
There's not enough draw for that big of a budget on a movie like that.
Yeah, I don't think that he's a bankable enough character that they'd want to do that with.
Yeah.
So,
And Katie, I already know your favorite, but
Black Bat.
yeah.
Black Bat.
And audience, what's yours? Hit girl. She likes hit girl.
I do like it, girl.
She's a hit girl.
See, and Katie's favorite Black Bat. It's the second Batgirl.
Yeah.
Cassandra King.
One of the most badass people who's ever worked for Batman.
I don't know, dude. The Oracle was pretty fucking badass.
She can walk again.
She was Batgirl, then she became the Oracle. And yeah, she can walk again due to basically robotics, essentially tapping into her.
No, it's actually surgery.
Oh, is it a surgery that they do to fix it? I thought it was like robotics.
Yeah, now they have a surgery to fix being shot in the spine. Anyway.
And the star of the show,
Shazam.
Shazam.
Awesome.
Shazam.
Well, I think that's going to do it for us. This has been Aaron.
Matt.
Dustin.
Hey, Katie.
He forgot his own name because he's not fucking retarded.
I was gonna say Envy.
And Sora. And we'll catch you next time.
Deuces.